Well, good morning, my fellow Zenites. Did you check your Pzen wallet balance with your coffee this morning? There is one thing that is certain in this uncertain world of cryptocurrency, is that undoubtedly your wallet balance went up this morning. But what next for crypto land? Look, we have to remember the whole reason why cryptocurrency was invented in the first place. Bitcoin came about after the last financial crisis in 2008, when people lost complete faith in central banking and monetary policies. And the whole premise was to be able to take control of your own financial destiny. Fast forward to today, and we have over 3,000 cryptocurrencies to choose from. And look, it's not that long ago in history when we had a very similar situation with private money in the United States. There were at least 3,000 different private currencies back in the 1800s. And they were all printed to solve a particular local problem, mostly a lack of government printed money, and also an idea that local economies were better off printing their own money. So where are we today? Well, as recently as 1933, President Roosevelt declared a national bank holiday, which extended for quite some time. Why did he do that? Because there was a run on the banks, due again to a financial mess that was caused by the governments in the first place. And in 1933, again, private money came to the fore to solve the problem of not being able to actually get money out of the banks. So, we have to remember why cryptocurrency was invented in the first place and where we are in history right now. And where we are in history right now is this. In this year alone, we've had more tech layoffs, the most tech layoffs since 2001. There's been the collapse of FTX this week. That's going to cause an enormous $30 billion hole. US credit card debt is around 930 billion US dollars. Wells Fargo reported this week that their mortgage business is down by around 90%. 37% of small businesses in the United States have reported that they simply cannot afford to pay their rents. So we have an economic situation which can be described in no other word than depression. We are already in a severe recession in the United States. And what is the way out? The way out is to join the new economy. And like I said, there are over 3,000 cryptocurrencies to choose from. And we all know that cryptocurrency is the highest appreciating asset class that the banks, the regulators, and the financial institutions don't want you to know about. But how do you possibly choose where to park your hard-earned cash to not only preserve but to grow your wealth in these tumultuous times? Well, it's quite clear that just like private money, the 3,000 odd cryptocurrencies that fill that void will not be around forever. So, you see, Pzen is the role model for DeFi because it solves a real world problem. And the real world problem is obviously a lack of redistribution of wealth. You see, there isn't actually a scarcity of wealth in the economy. What there is a very bad redistribution system. It's a system which keeps the wealthy more wealthy and the poor more poor. And It's a rotten system and nobody is coming to save you. Pzen is the role model for decentralized finance because you are in control right from the start. Pzen is code. It's on the blockchain. It's immutable, cannot be changed, and it will run forever. Long after I am gone, Pzen will be doing exactly what it says in the tin, and that is paying compounding rewards. So how does it do it? With the magic of programmable money on the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, we had the ability to take a very simple concept, compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world, and to program that on steroids. You see, for every transaction in Pzen, there is a pay it forward deduction made. And it doesn't matter whether it's a buy or a sell or even a transfer to another wallet. That 2% deduction goes into a centralized pool, which is then equitably redistributed to all Pzen holders, depending on the percentage of the total market supply of Pzen that there is at that time. And here is why this is compound rewards on steroids, because you don't get paid that compounding rewards monthly, not even weekly, not even daily, hourly. It happens after every single transaction. That is the beauty of you choosing to interact with code of your own volition. You do your own work. And what happens is the code runs because you interacted with it. And the very next transaction, you have more Pzen in your wallet, which means that your percentage of the total market supply went up. So that the very next transaction, you get even more of the pool from the pay it forward pool that is growing every transaction. But there's more, as we say. Your percentage of the total market supply not only goes up because you got more of it after the first transaction, but we have a burn function written into the code. And that deducts 0.01% of every single transaction. Again, be it a buy, a sell, or a transfer to another wallet, which means that Pzen is also a deflationary token. The total supply is decreasing every single transaction, which means that your percentage of the total market supply goes up every single transaction through the PIF function and also because of the burn function. And because you decided to interact with the code, because you are keeping self-custody of your coins, your tokens, then this is the role model for decentralized finance going forward. Another thing that I have to say, when others are fearful, you need to be greedy. And what do I mean by that? It means that when other people allow their emotional brain to kick in, which is a very bad idea within any investment decisions, it means that they become fearful and they panic sell. You have a golden opportunity to acquire market share, your personal market share of Pzen at these very moments in time. But you have to engage your logic brain and you have to realize the opportunity. And, you know, the saying that be greedy when others are fearful is very, very true in even the traditional finance world, even more so with the volatility that we see in cryptocurrency. So that is my coffee morning rant with Pzen this morning. Congratulations to all the winners yesterday of the Pzen giveaway. I think it was around 1.3 million Pzen was given away. We are looking forward to a very, very, very bright future in Pzen. There is no question. And don't forget, when Pulsechain does launch, eventually, you will all get a copy of your Pzen on the new chain. So you're going to double your holdings. Whatever you accumulate now will be copied over onto the new Pulsechain. Now, of course, we don't know what the value is going to be initially, but just like I predicted with Hex, those of you who are Hex holders, you're going to get a copy on the Pulsechain as well. And it's free, and there is nothing cheaper than free. The same goes for Pzen as far as accumulation is concerned. So I always say, Slange, I'll just say hello, quick hello to a couple of people in the chat. Crypto Trucker. Ethereum, Crypto Trucker, yeah. Ethereum is required because you need to pay the transaction fees. And you can buy with any cryptocurrency. It doesn't have to be US dollars. You go to Uniswap and you can use whatever currency you like. It gets transferred exactly at it. Okay, thank you so much for listening this morning, and have a fantastic Sunday. And we look forward to an amazing, exciting week for Pulsechain coming up. And of course, more giveaways, more content being produced every single day. Do please subscribe, follow, like all of the Pulsechain content creators. They are doing a fantastic job. So for now, see you on the next broadcast. Good morning from me.